Let us now expand a little bit more on the Qur'an as Shifa. I've already mentioned in previous videos how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that the Qur'an is Shifa'un wa rahmatun lil mu'mineen, a cure and mercy for the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us, or tells Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell us, قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءٌ. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them that this Qur'an, this book, this kitab, this recitation, لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, is for those who believe, huda, guidance, a guide, wa shifa, and healing and a cure. So if the Qur'an, the words of Allah, again, by the way, when we say shifa, we don't mean that it will make us better. Rather, it is a means that we use. We take this means. Allah is the one that cures us. And why? He placed healing in this book. Much like medicine cures physical ailments, the Qur'an is a shifa, but again, this time, not just for physical ailments, not just mental health related ailments, but every single thing you could be going through in your life, there is shifa and healing within the Qur'an. When the Raqi recites, or when you are recommended to listen to a certain Ruqyah audio, for example, when you are recommended yourself to be repeating certain verses of the Qur'an, certain adhkar, certain ad'iyah, du'as, and so on. Adhkar is remembrances of Allah as well. When you are recommended to do that, when you hear those recited in front of you during the Ruqyah session, or even at other times when you're recommended before you sleep, when you wake up, and so on and so forth, understand that it's not just words that we utter. It's not just words that we utter. It seems like that sometimes. Yes, you're hearing it, right? It might be a beautiful voice, it might be a not so beautiful voice, and so on, right? It might be that you hear the voices, you don't feel much of an effect of anything. You have to understand that the power of the words of Allah are immense. Doesn't matter if it's recited in front of you, if it's a recording that is played, or if it's something that's in your mind that you're just repeating, or out loud you're repeating. And repeating out loud, no doubt, is better, and listening live, as in from a person, no doubt, is better than a recording. But we have to understand that the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are powerful. The Qur'an is light. The Qur'an has this power. When the Qur'an is recited, it's nur, it's light, it comes. Anything of an evil nature, be it from the evil eye, envy and jealousy, some sort of illness, some sort of ailment, sihr and black magic, or the jinn and so on, internally, externally, it doesn't matter. It will have an immense effect on those. Oftentimes it will be something that manifests physically within the body of a person. They will experience something. Oftentimes it could be that they don't see nothing, they don't experience anything, they don't feel anything. Yet we have, and reliably found firsthand, right, from people who have been doing Ruqyah or come for a Ruqyah session, they tell us that after this Ruqyah session, X happened, Z happened, Y happened, all of this happened. And we say, okay, you can't attribute it, or you can't say definitely as a result of the Ruqyah this and that. No, we don't say this. But we say, look, it can't just be a coincidence that everyone who does Ruqyah and has their correct intentions and so on and so forth, they follow the process correctly, everyone notices something has changed. So why is that? If not that the Qur'an has a power. The Qur'an is powerful. When Prophet ﷺ himself was affected, he was asked to recite by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rather commanded to recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas. And through this he was cured. Through this he was cured. And if this is the Prophet ﷺ, the greatest of examples, what about us? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa shifa. Allahumma ameen.